Okay, here we go. Attempt number 3, or is it 4? Who chat? Hello again, people. Welcome back to another episode on Let's Talk About Us with Uche. This is a podcast, YouTube edition. Apologies, the AC is blowing, so the sound quality might not be up to part. Also, apologies for distortion as always. I just had like 2 cups of coffee, which I should not be drinking, Chad. I need to work on my coffee, my caffeine intake. But I am working on that addiction. Coffee makes me more distorted, and I am doing my best to get rid of this addiction. But until then, it is what it is. So I'm a little distorted. But I wanted to come out here to talk about a few things. I think this is my first actual podcast, since I got back to Accra. But I want to talk about AI. Also, I might not be editing this video. You get it, you get it, you don't get it, you don't get it. It's just one of those episodes, Chad. I also don't know how long this is going to be. But let's talk about AI. AI, like I mentioned before, I think in my last video that I posted on Instagram and also on TikTok, it's taken over, and I'm glad. Like, I'm very glad about this. Like, I'm seriously glad. All I've always wanted in my life, ever since I was a kid, like, all I've always genuinely wanted in my life has been family. That's it. Not even money, not even accolades, not even moving to America, not even, those things are nice. So don't get me wrong, they're very nice. Who doesn't want to go to America as a child in Nigeria? Who doesn't want money? Who doesn't want to be recognized? Who doesn't want their ego fed? Who? Me, I'm a human being too. Everybody likes good things. But for me, I feel like ever since I was a kid, the most important thing has always been family. And I've always craved family. I hope this thing is recording, Chad. And I'm not just talking. Who, Chad? I hope you are recording. If it's not recording, I guess we'll start all over again. But I've always wanted family. I've always craved family. But even as a kid, I didn't really feel connected with my family. I think I was like 6 years old or maybe 5, between 5 and 7 years old. I was raised partly by my grandparents, my mother's parents, and I was just looking at everybody. I'm like, I don't like none of these people, and that's just me being honest, just dead ass. I didn't really hate them. I just knew that these are not my people. I don't know what it is, like just something about y'all is off. I don't like none of y'all. I don't respect none of y'all. Like, that's just me being honest, Chad. For the 15 years that I lived in Nigeria before I moved to America, there was not a single soul that I genuinely, truly, deeply respected. Not a single person. There was a cocoon of protection that I have with my sisters, and it took me years to kind of start understanding why I had that cocoon for them. I didn't really like them, didn't really hate them either. It was just sort of like this bubble that I left them in. But outside of them, nobody in Nigeria, I didn't respect anyone. Like, it was just all a game for me. It was a game. Like, everybody's playing games, Chad. So I played too. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really like anybody at all. And I knew that I still wanted this sense of family, but I never really got it. And then I was 10 years old and I got introduced to my own family. I did not like them at all. Definitely didn't like my parents at all. And I've talked about that, on a few episodes in the past. Part of the reason why the separation was so strong is because they didn't raise me, so I didn't have that bond with my parents. So by the time I got to meet my parents for the first time, I had already formed my own sense of identity, independent from them, independent from the world. I had a sense of the world on my own. So when I saw them as strangers. I didn't see them as babies or me as a baby. I saw them as strangers, and I was able to form my own opinion about them. Like, yeah, I don't like you. Same thing too I would do with everybody else. But the difference is that with somebody else, if I were to meet somebody for the first time, I would, just tolerate you for the time being. And then you go your way and I go my way, because I'm here now. I don't know you. You don't know me. I don't owe you. You don't owe me shit. It is what it is. But when you're forced to live with someone you don't like, someone you don't recognize, someone you don't get along with, that's a whole nother conversation. And of course, I was a minor. From the age of 10 to the age of 15, I had to deal with my family, do whatever the fuck I wanted. I had to do. Didn't like anybody. Wasn't getting along with nobody. I was just daydreaming to be an adult so I could get the fuck on out, move on, have my own life, my own reality. And thank God Almighty, I've been able to achieve that now through God Almighty who strengthens me to be able to, carve out my own thing. But I never really felt that sense of family. It's always felt like what's it called, Chad? Roommates. We were just roommates. I was a minor. Who the fuck would take me in? How would I be able to survive without my parents? At 12 years old, so I just had to do what I had to do, and that was just the case. And then I moved on, moved to America, became an adult, moved away from my father. I think I was about 18 years old when I moved away, and I've been gone since then, Chad. I did the whole chosen family thing. Didn't really like these people, if I'm being honest, dude. Like, I've studied humans, and there's just a lot of things about humans that I just don't find attractive. Like the human collective, I just don't find attractive, and I've talked about this in the past. It's not humans per se, like individual humans per se. It's just this realm, this realm of being, the way this realm is designed. There's just certain things that I'm just not a fan of, and it is not humans. It's just this realm, the way it's designed, the systems in this realm. Just take advantage of certain innate being or behaviors of humans, and I just find that unattractive. The best way to kind of, I need to, you could breathe. I need to breathe. The best way to kind of describe this is sort of like what the Bible said when the devil was cast out from the heavens into the earth. The Bible, I think, heavens lamented or something like that, Chad. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, for the enemy, the adversary, has been cast down to earth, or something like that. So there's a powerful force here that is making, not even making, but like it creates this distortion here. So, and I see it on me included, I see it around, and I feel like a lot of people don't see what I see. A lot of people are not as intentional as me, even though my own intentionality is actually quite mediocre, if I'm being honest. But still, I don't see enough incentive. I don't see enough intentionality. So as a result, I just find most people mad. I did like I said, I did the whole chosen family thing, and it just fell flat. If I'm being honest, I'm not feeling no one. Whoo, Chad. Like, I've seen the way this world is. I'm like, it's just best for me to just be by myself and be a loner and make peace with it. It is what it is. In this world where you see these celebrities, the way people worship celebrities, and I see how the people who pedestalize these celebrities are just like the celebrity. Like, for example, look at the shit that's going on with Cardi B and Nicki. Look at how vile and ugly it is. Like, this is how people are. The reason why these people are stars is because there are people who worship them, and their fans are just like them. I'm not saying that those people are worse or better. That's not what I'm saying. But there's no intentionality. There's no intentionality to be still enough to see how this is all products of the ego and how we can overcome this and mitigate this as much as possible. You can't tell these people nothing. So for me, I just like, you know what, dude, this is too much. This is just way too much. I can't keep up. I can't do this shit, Chad. So I just walked away and started doing my own thing. I'm a writer. I've always been a writer. I'm not the best writer. I'm not a traditional writer in the sense of writing a book. But I've always, enjoyed writing poetry, writing little things here and there. I'm very good with wordplay. I've also written a lot of songs, written a lot of raps, written a lot of poetry, some of which I've published, including two poetry books. And I've written a couple, well, at least like 3 or 4 albums. I think I'm on my 4th album right now. And I've mentioned this before. The title of this album is Rhythms of Polarity. And this is sort of like, this album is supposed to capture this realm of polarity. Like, the entirety of my views on this realm, my dance in this realm of rhythm of my entirety in this realm of polarity, dancing to the rhythms of polarity, like from a very esoteric, deep spiritual place. And writing this and seeing what I can do with AI excites me. Like, it truly, genuinely does excite me because I'm writing from my soul, and I have this AI there it's all written by me, and I have this AI helping me to produce it, to sing it, put it into words and, like music and things like that. I'm like, yo, this is so deep. I've written like two tracks so far and had this AI produce it. And I'm like, yo, holy fuck. I feel like this is the type of feeling that my real family will feel when they listen to what I have. Like, cause like I've always mentioned, that art is a way for you to know somebody's mind, the real person, which is the person's mind, which is the formless. But unfortunately, we live in a very vain world. We judge everybody based on looks, Chad. So that's why all these stars, they look good on the outside, but the contents of their minds, like, a lot of these people are talentless. I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna call any names, but because they're yellow, big boobs, big titties, half of which they bought. You know what I'm saying? Fake wigs, fake filter, fake everything's fake, Chad. Everything but real talent. People make excuses for their mediocrity, even though they're not really feeding anyone anything deep in the soul. Ain't nothing wrong with a little ratchetness, a little, whatever the fuck. It's okay. But the fact that this capitalistic world, this vain capitalistic world, has made these people the standard, and we have to just tolerate this nonsense all the time. Every time you, of course, there are other people, singers and artists and things like that don't necessarily have that build, but that's not what is charted. That's not what is being promoted, especially in the black collective. What you see is women who are light skinned, yellow bone, big tits, big butt, fake hair, everything is fake. You know what I'm saying? Rapping and singing about things that are just like, okay, I guess I could relate, I suppose. If my pussy was deep and fat, I guess so, and nothing wrong with that. Shout out to all the people with the fat pussies and shit. Nothing wrong with, letting people know that you have your money and things like that, and letting the ops know that, don't run up on me and things like that. Nothing wrong with that. But it's the same shit recycled all the time. And we have to tolerate this nonsense over and over. But I feel like with this whole AI thing, average people, regular people like myself, can actually showcase your mind to the world. You can showcase your essence, bring it to life. You write, things, contents of your mind that the world will probably never hear of. Never consume, because you don't have the looks, you don't have the luxury, you don't have the 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 connections, you don't have the money, you don't have anyone to push you through. And now here comes this algorithm, not even the algorithm, the AI giving anyone who has access to the internet, access to funds, of course, the opportunity for you to showcase your work out there. And in creating your own work, capturing the content of your mind or your essence and putting it out there, hopefully hoping that the people who are for you will be able to pick up on that and gravitate towards you, and you can form family, real family. This is exciting. Like, imagine being able to, like, because I'm a writer, like, I can write basically anything, and I'm very intentional with all my writings. Imagine if I can write so many things in rap and have the thing rap for me, so many things in country and have the thing country for me, pop, and so on and so forth. I could easily replace all of my libraries on Apple Music completely, as opposed to having to dance to, like, yes, the beat might be dope, but the lyrics are so low vibrational. Like, sometimes, like, rapping alongside some of these things or singing along, like, it feels so disingenuous. Like, I don't want to feel like I am conjuring some of these things with my tongue. Like, it's so low vibrational. The beat is dope. The face in front of it is pretty. Very fuckable, very well put together. The doctor did a good job and things like that. But I don't want to have to keep going back to that if I can produce my own. And imagine if I'm able to put out my work out there, and people who recognize that genuine essence are able to gravitate towards me and me towards them, and we see each other from beyond this physicality, and we see how we merge, we can merge and mesh together, and we can produce something together. Like, my weakness becomes what's the word, Chad? I forgot the word. Like, you can come through. My weakness is your strength, and your weakness is my strength, and we can build something together. We'll build our own network. We build our own thing. So no matter who's rapping or who's singing, whatever the fuck, yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Shake your coochie, throw that ass in a circle, whatnot. Y'all do your thing over there. When y'all falling over and falling down, I don't have to be part of it, because it has nothing to do with me, unless I want to venture out there and then come back here if I want to. But we don't have to just stick to that and that alone, because there's not a whole lot of options out here. We can create our own, form our own, what I'm saying, what's it called? Community, our real community, where we see each other for what we truly are, the formless that we truly are beyond physicality. That to me is very exciting. That is very, very exciting. I don't even know if I'm making sense. I feel like I'm rambling, but I hope I'm making some type of sense. That is very exciting because I tried this whole chosen family bullshit. All I saw was just vanity, ego everywhere, just ego, just ego. Everybody thinks that they're the baddest bitch. Everybody wants to one up the other person. It's just ridiculous. And I'm like, I'm not doing this stupid ass dance with nobody, Chad. And people, they get together today and they fall off tomorrow. Just look at the bullshit with JT and Cardi B and God knows what. You know, like the same shit. Like the fact that these people are famous, they're famous because of regular people idolize these people. You worship in an idol. To worship an idol is to also emulate those idols. This is what it means to be a Christian, to be like Christ, to emulate the principles of Christ. So when you're worshiping Christ, you are also embodying the principles of Christ. Same thing too, when you worship an idol, you are also embodying these people. There's nothing wrong with these people. They're entertainers, artists. You're supposed to appreciate their work and, you know, like clock out and go back to reality. But you worship, a lot of these people worship these people so much that it's so dangerous. Like for example, the Barbs can't talk shit about their fucking queen. You know what I'm saying? These Barbs, man, shit, they cannot. It's like, what the fuck? I've gotten to the point in my life where if I'm chatting with somebody and they open their mouth and tell me that they're a barb, I just cut you off because I'm not. I feel like all of y'all deserve to be in a fucking mental asylum. Like all of y'all, Chad. Like just no, just no. Fuck that. You know. And you have to tolerate. We all have to tolerate this nonsense. You know, because the algorithm doesn't push the other people who are truly talented. Maybe because they don't have the physical aesthetics. You know, maybe because they don't have certain what's it called, Chad? Privileges and shit like that. Vain privileges, you know, privilege that always tap into to vanity, you know, or white supremacy, Chad. And now, an average regular person can produce their own shit. It makes no sense that, you know, these are the people who get to succeed, who get to be on the spotlight while the rest of us are just clocking in and clocking out from a 9-to-5 job that we don't fucking like. Shout out to all the 9-to-5 workers. But let's keep it real. A lot of people don't enjoy their careers. A lot of people don't like their jobs. A lot of people don't like their coworkers, their bosses. Most people are just doing what they're doing because there's money. There's money has become the incentive. Without money, most people wouldn't do what they're doing. A lot of people are graduating from college with degrees that don't feel authentic to them. They don't feel connected with. They don't feel anything for. Careers that they don't feel complete in, you know, relationships they don't feel complete in. And we're all supposed to be pacified, marching our ways to the grave while we just give our energy to all these people who are just mediocre at best. But we make excuses for them because they're good looking, tall, dark, and handsome, and yellow bone and fat titties and shit like that. And we see how ugly a lot of these people are on the inside when they, you know, have their fallouts and shit. So I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this. You know, I'm grateful for this because at 33, I've made peace with myself that I'm possibly meant to walk this earth alone. I've made peace with it, Chad. Girl, I feel more at peace just being here, doing my own thing, you know, waiting for my God, my creator to call me back home, Chad. But if this AI thing is going to give me the opportunity for me to maximize whatever is left of my time in this realm, then let's fucking go. You know, I'm not very technological or technologically savvy. I'm not the best technology person out there. You know, I could barely work TikTok and the iPhone too. I could barely work these things, Chad. But, you know, with the little that I have, you know, my ability to play with it, you know, hopefully I'll be able to tap into something. And even, you know, tap into something enough to form a community, even if it's just with one person who sees things that I don't see, with these algorithms, with these apps, with these AIs and things like that, and they're able to pull through where I'm not able to pull through. What we can, even if it's just one person, then let's fucking go. No ego, no ego. No ego, because I have no interest to try to act like somebody's a bad bitch. No, bitch. We can sit here and pretend and act, but just know that it's just a performance. It's like wearing a fucking wig. It is not your hair. It's a helmet. Okay, it's a hat. Okay, we can sit here and act like, you know, it's our real hair and pretend and act. Is an art form. It's not real. At the end of the day, remove that shit from your fucking scalp and let your scalp breathe. Okay? Anyway, I feel like I'm wasting my oxygen. I feel like I'm wasting my oxygen. Even if it's just one person who understands, who feels the frustration, even if it's just one person. Let it be, I guess. Because outside of that, what is there? What else is there? What else is there? I think art in this realm is the closest we can get to the creator. Art, because the creator itself is formless. When you see art as presented by someone from a place of authenticity, you're able to tap into that divine creativity of the creator itself. But I feel like in this world today, we don't worship the creator anymore. We worship the creation itself. In our desperation to find a sense of identity, a sense of being. So perhaps this AI thing is the answer. So let's see. Let's see. Like I said, I'm writing my I'm working on my is it third or fourth album, titled Rhythms of Polarity. I've recorded two. I've finished writing two and recorded two, and I love it. I love it. I don't know how many tracks this is going to be. I also don't know how long it's going to take for me to complete this. Maybe a total of 10 to 15 tracks. But I'm trying to imagine what that finished product will look like when I'm done with it, like the entire design. Whatever platform I promote them on, not even now, maybe like in 10 years, if I live that long, Chad, like in 10 years, 15 years, imagine the people that will listen to it and feel what I feel connected to it. You know what I'm saying? Like see the authenticity, the genuineness, the spirit, the heart and soul that is inside every single one of those tracks, as opposed to just, like just rambling and just, some shit that just, let it just be said that I'm saying something. Imagine the people that will listen to or read or listen to what I have to say and feel instantly connected. My people, no matter who you are, no matter what country you live in, no matter who you are, no matter how deep your pockets are or are not. I'm excited. I don't know how long it will take. I don't know. Weeks, months, years. Maybe I won't even finish the damn thing. I don't know, because I've been struggling with motivation these days, Chad, because I'm just so jaded. Like, everything here is just like, whew, Chad, I've been ready to go. So yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's see what this brings, Chad. Future, peace, and love.